Few tales are told of Hades, whose very name inspires fear and penitence, reminding us of the inevitable fate which we all share. I, however, mean to tell you such a tale. Listen carefully.
Awesome.
Goodbye, Father.
I've played Hades before. I actually played this on the Switch way back when it came out about a year ago. And it was easily one of my favourite games of all time. I haven't played in about 6 months or so. It's a bit rusty. And this is the PS5 version of that game. So it's going to be a little bit more alien. It definitely feels a lot smoother than the than the Switch version. The Switch version was great, but this feels buttery smooth. There we go. Easy. So Hades is a roguelike, or a roguelite, and it's very much like Supergiant's other games. In that it's very visually pleasing, and the combat's very snappy. Bastion was similar in how it approached its snappiness of combat, or at least that's how I remember it being. And we're just getting pot shot here constantly, aren't we? There we go.
There she is. It's got to be her. Then here goes nothing.
I believe this is Athena, right?
Noble cousin.
Yeah.
Now,
Goddess
let's get
of
you
wisdom.
from that miserable place. I'll see that all of us upon Olympus do our part, beginning here with me.
Sword. I think the Divine Dash, I recall being pretty damn good. I mean, Divine Strike's also very good. The plus 40% damage increase is substantial. And having our basic attacks knock back projectiles is pretty damn strong. Although I think the dash might be better. Plus it gives our dash some damage. Yeah, we'll go for Divine Dash.
I know you can't hear me all the way where you are, Goddess.
So now we've got like a shield strong with. So whenever we collide with enemies, we'll deal a bit of damage, and any projectiles coming our way will get knocked back towards the sender, essentially. Which is great for this part. Yeah, this guy here should. Yep, so we attacked her. We dashed in for the 40 damage on the reflect, and then the 10 damage for the impact. So we can, it makes killing these guys much easier.
Right on cue.
Hades uses like a 2-button combo system. You've got your basic light attacks and a heavy attack. You also have your dash button, and then finally you have your, I think it's a bloodstone, which is your projectile. You get much more powerful as you play the game, and not just through typical roguelike fashion. By finding upgrades, you get more powerful through the use of various collectibles you pick up in each mission, or in each run, I should say. So between gold and, I believe this is pomegranate. I think we'll go for the pom of power. I think the game refers to them as. So those big guys can be stun locked, so they look dangerous, but they do get dangerous. There are more powerful variants of their enemy who have armor, who are significantly more dangerous. But in general, armored enemies in this game are pretty damn scary. Oh, that's cool. Is that an effect just on this version? I don't recall having like this kind of shadow effect on the Switch.
A palm of power.
Oh, yeah, so the palms of power let you upgrade your abilities, so this will make our dash more powerful.
They must have lots of these.
Not that we the damage of the dash isn't the important part here. The deflect. So a different power might have been better if we wanted to use palms on it. So dark orbs give us permanent upgrades after each run, and keys unlock weapons. So we are definitely going to go for the key, because more weapons is something I'm totally for. I'm not a huge fan of the sword in Hades. I've got my personal favourite weapons that we'll get into once they appear in the run. Careful with the traps. Watch out for the troubadours. Easy peasy. Got the key. So early on, Hades isn't that difficult. It's pretty simple. But there goes. People with yellow health bars, they have armor, so they are much more dangerous because they don't get stun locked until that armor's gone. Now these skeleton skulls, the skulls aren't
divine arrow.
The most powerful of enemies. I think they do lose their armor in one hit anyway, so it's not a big deal for them. But bigger enemies with that buff are much more powerful.
There's only one heavenly archer.
And this should be Artemis.
Several, really. Anyway, in the name of Hades.
There we go. Goddess of the Hunt.
All the others on Olympus. The power of the hunt helps keep me company, so maybe it'll help you too.
Right, so we can make our special is our heavy attack. So increasing that damage by 53% is pretty big. True Shot makes our cast better, and this gives us critical damage on our basic attack plus a 20% damage bonus. We don't use our special that often. The sword special is powerful, but I do prefer spamming light attacks and then ending with the deadly flourish or with the special attack. So I think having that that 15% applied over more attacks is much more beneficial than getting a 20% over one occasional attack. And the True Shot, it can be helpful, but let's go for a Deadly Strike.
The power of the hunt sounds like the company to
so we can take our boons as well here.
I'm hurt.
Right.
Can't heal myself, but I can fight.
I'm about half health, so I am a little bit damaged. More so than I would want to be at this stage in the game, honestly. Okay, that there we go. That's a crit there. When I hit for 90, that was a crit. Thank you. Get some crystal. Knock it back. 100, that was a big hit. Sweet. Take out the skeletons, so let's go. Yeah, the actual deflect radius on the Divine Dash is very forgiving. It blocks damage. It knocks things back from a surprising distance. It seems to knock things back that are like the actual hitbox. It seems to be wider than the actual dash itself. That might just be me making crap up though. Don't take that as gospel.
Witches.
Like your first run is the easiest run in the sense that it doesn't feel like the game is really trying to kill you. Tartarus is quite easy to begin with anyway, just the first area. But it seems to want you to get pretty far in your first run. Easy peasy. This is a permanent health upgrade. It increases our health by 25.
That'll keep me going for a bit.
So it gives us. It also gives you that health in immediate health too, so we gained 25 health in healing in addition to a max health upgrade. So we can get gold, or we can go to, I think that's Ares. That little symbol as well, the little skull symbol, means it's a challenge room, or I think it's possibly a mini boss. It's a more difficult route to take, and we are 100% going to take it and see what we'll get. Boons are very powerful, so actively seeking them will work well. So this is like a mini boss. And we need to they have armor, so you can't stun lock them until the armor's gone. Wait, I'm pretty sure we can actually deflect bombs. If we... Wow, we just got nuked there. I'm very certain if we deflect the bombs don't hurt us anymore. But I don't necessarily want to test that out. Yeah, so we'll take them out.
That's what you get.
I think we might have actually died there. If we hadn't have gotten that health upgrade, we would have probably been dead, which would have been embarrassing for our first run. So yeah, we'll pick up this Ares upgrade.
You've got quite the fighting spirit in you there, I have to say. Most intriguing, and yet no surprise for someone born in hell itself. You come on out of there and tell me all about it. I'm a fellow student of death, you see.
Two seconds, sorry. Rightio. Now, Ares tends to inflict doom. Doom is very handy. I think it's after a couple of seconds pass, they take a big burst of damage, which means using things like Curse of Pain is very handy because we only use our special every now and then anyway. So having that with the doom effect is very handy. I remember Blade Rift looking quite weak but being quite powerful. And Curse of Vengeance is also very powerful. These are all good boons, they're all rare, so they're all more powerful than normal. But taking damage and inflicting doom around you is a good way of, retaliating if you get hit. But I think what we're going to do here is go for the Curse of Pain, make our special much more powerful.
With your power,
it goes from 50 damage to 80, so it's quite a big increase. And of course, Doom does a fair chunk of damage when it pops off, so... Dash in. Yes, they've all been doomed now, and then they took 80 damage once it popped off. So go in, them. Remember that the chubby guys are currently armed up, so you can't be brawling with those guys. You need to be dodging behind them after every hit or so. He should die. Yeah. One of the obvious benefits of Doom is that it does, you can just like drop it on a group of enemies with like a big AoE, then leave, and then all lower leveled enemies will die from that. And even bigger enemies, you can sort of like chunk them to like just below half health and then leave them, and then they'll just die. So you can be much more mobile with a Doom upgrade on your abilities. Yeah, so these guys are fairly annoying because of the armor. I'm gonna kill them, aren't they? There we go. Not today. Any more?
Come die again.
Yeah, oh god. Yeah, more. A lot more. Ah, no. But we'll dodge straight into a berry plop there. That's a shame. You do gain more dodges later on. I think you gain up to 3 dodges through different boons, so you can chain your dodges a bit more. So we didn't get very far that time,
I'm home.
but that's by design. So this is the hub. Once you've been killed, you come here. You get to talk to all the NPCs and engage in a surprising amount of dialogue. After I think I played this game for 60 hours on Switch. And even 60 hours in, there was still unique dialogue being spouted every time I came back from a death. So there's an amazing amount of dialogue, and it's all voiced.
Welcome to the House of Hades.
And voiced really well. The voice acting is top notch in Hades.
You died out there, huh? Well, don't be sad though. Pretty much everybody dies sometime.
Some of us more than others.
And this is what makes Hades so interesting as an indie game, is that because it is an indie game, but its production values are so unbelievably high that it sort of defies what you would consider an indie. It's more than what you would consider an indie game could ever be. With its just ridiculous voice acting, its gorgeous visuals, its snappy combat, it's a top tier title.
The House of Hades, that dark and lavishly appointed lair of the underworld's king, is home not just to him, but to his willful progeny.
And yeah, Hades is packing a narrator, which is very common in Supergiant games. It started with Bastion, and yeah, every now and then you'll get the commentator just saying something hilarious. So
if I sit down, I won't want to get back up.
This is Achilles. This is Achilles.
Good to see you, lad.
Yeah, the forgotten hero.
Despite the circumstances, remember your training out there. The pain of death is but another obstacle.
And fear is for the weak. Take care, Achilles.
So you'll get like a line or two of dialogue every time you come back. So it's not like substantial conversations every time you come back, but that dialogue is well delivered, and there's a lot of it over the course of the game. So coming back and talking is like a little nugget of little dialogue reward for you. And of course you can pet Cerberus, which you need to do by law every time you come back.
Troubles of his own.
Always pet the doggo.
Infernal watchdog Cerberus regards the underworld prince with
this little derpy face.
from purest joy to deepest melancholy.
You watch over things for me, won't you, boy? You know I'd take you if I could.
Right, you will talk to Hades.
Stupid boy.
God
I
of the
told
dead.
you nobody gets out of here, whether alive or dead. So how was your wanton ransacking of my domain?
That was pretty good, actually, thanks.
Greetings, Father. My ransacking was a delight, thank you for asking. So I'll just be on my way.
Zagreus is a proper good character.
Be on your way indeed.
He's a cocky little
What do I
shithead,
hear?
basically, but
You shall never
you've got to
reach
love him.
the surface. Go, see for yourself.
That and the voice actor for Hades is next level brilliant.
No time to rest.
Go about your...
A vast and intricately crafted mosaic depicts the underworld king presiding over the enormity of his domain, whilst its chthonic residents look on in awe of him.
Chthonic residents look on in awe of him.
He's not really that great.
We'll head back over here. I think this is Nyx, right?
Do not despair,
Yeah,
child.
Nyx.
Such
Knight
setbacks
incarnate.
are inevitable and may be overcome with effort and with time. You made contact with the goddess Athena. She shall be true to her word.
I believe it, Nyx. I'm grateful that you put us into contact. I know you took a considerable risk in reaching out.
Right.
The risk is not to me. I expected the Olympians would involve themselves in this eventually. Reveal to them no more than they already know. Are we under...
Yes, we are.
Then go.
And through here is Zagreus's private chambers.
Hey, room. I'm back.
So, yeah, there's a little thing here.
The
Little narration.
bedchambers of Prince Zagreus lie in a perpetual state of utter disarray, despite his lord and master of the house repeatedly insisting that he pick everything up.
Oh, come on. It's not that bad, is it?
This is the mirror that lets us
Night
grant
darkness
permanent
guide me.
upgrades to ourselves, and you can unlock new talents by getting keys. So we have 20, that's what they're called, dark essence, dark orbs, dark energy. So we'll have, backstab damage up, and we'll also increase our healing. So we heal 1 health every time we enter a new chamber. And that does scale. Obviously, the more you put it into it, the more beneficial that will be. But, 1 will do for now.
Okay.
Right, so we have 1 key. So we can only get 1 weapon, and I think it's the Chthonic Bow. Chthonic Bow?
There
Probably
we
the
go.
Chthonic Bow.
Coronacht, the Heart Seeker.
Ah,
Let's deal some death.
no. Coronact. Not even close to what I was saying.
Nice place you got here,
Hey,
boyo.
Skelly.
Name's Skelly, how's it going? But enough with the small talk already. I'm here to do a job. So let me have it. Give me everything you got.
I don't remember having you on payroll, mate. Who's your supervisor?
Oh, I'm not about to wrap my sources, pal. Just try and beat it out of me.
If you insist.
Right, okay, so the bow we can hold to charge it up, and I think if we get it just on the flash, we do bonus damage. Yeah, definitely. Body fire for point blank, it does more damage. And a dash strike, so... Okay. Sweet.
Whoops.
And Scully's dead. Right, we shall head over here.
First get past the wretched shades of Tartarus.
Yeah, the artwork in Hades is flipping gorgeous. We won that River of Blood next year, pretty awesome. And just that map of Tartarus is awesome.
From there, and after that. All right, let's give it another shot.
Every area has this, so when you get past Tartarus, the next area, which is Elysium, has a map as well like this. So that's pretty cool. I think Elysium's next.
Nothing here yet.
And yeah, as you meet new people, you can engage in this system here and this down here, which is pretty cool. But that's a long way off. A really long. It'll be a while before one, especially these parts. The secret stashes, they take a long time to actually unlock. These not so much. And we'll head off. We'll use the Konak. We'll use the Konak bow. I quite like the Konak. It's pretty cool. So we'll definitely continue using it for now.
More time.
Gives you a bit of range anyway. We don't need to be quite so in people's faces. Zeus. Zeus is one of my favourite boons. He has some really powerful abilities.
Is this really him? Okay. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
And yet the unique dialogue that exists in the hub also exists within this area too. So whenever you talk to the boons, they have a lot of unique dialogue too. So every time you talk to one, you'll get something different. Or at least for a fairly substantial amount of time, you'll start getting things different. That's pretty good. Chain lightning, thunder dash. I remember thunder flourish being very powerful. But electric shot does look pretty good too, actually. We'll use thunder flourish. We'll give it a go.
Lord Uncle Zeus lending his
give a bit of a visual change to this. Should
see the day.
It won't do much against these, a single enemy.
Composed of such innumerable, ever-shifting, interlocking chambers, the underworld of Lord Hades all but guarantees the dead shall there remain until the end of time.
So yeah, that's a fancy way of saying that Hades is a roguelike, so every time you play it, it'll have a different layout. So you can't just memorize room patterns. We'll just stay back and just this guy. Obviously, for maximum damage, you want to try and nail the. Oh, cool! We can actually get backstabs with the bow. That's pretty funny. I need to remember that I don't have the reflect dodge. I try and knock that back to him then. Yeah, we'll get the hang of this dodge shooting, I'm sure. I was pretty adept at it on the Switch, but it'll take a little while to get that ability back, I'm sure. We'll try some of these off. Easy peasy.
Okay.
More power. And make our flourish better.
Zesty.
And we'll get a chthonic key. Oh. We don't want to be taking silly damage from small. We do heal, but the healing is very, very minor at this point. We don't want to be relying on it to actually, keep you alive. That's interesting. Okay. Oh, well. Sweet, that was a pretty good double kill there.
Something back home.
Right. Ah, cool. This is Aphrodite. There we go. Kept on trying to say Athena, but no, it's definitely Aphrodite. What do you do again? I think you unlock once we kill all the duties here. And I'm pretty sure the chain lightning actually chains somewhat against the enemy it hits as well. So you'll still do some bonus damage, even if you aren't chaining to anything in particular. It'll still hurt the enemy you've targeted with a bit of bonus damage too.
Why, hello there, little godling. I have to
pretty nice out there as well on the left.
Specimen, and so I've decided I shall aid you for the moment. You interested?
Right here. Right, okay, so weak. Weak victims deal at least 30% less damage. Okay, that's pretty good. And, that's a very big increase to damage. That makes our cast very powerful. Passion Dash inflicts weak. And also that's a pretty big damage. That gives us 20 damage on our dash too, pretty good. Any health ups chamber rewards are worth more. That's interesting. We normally gain 25 health flat, and this looks to be a 30% increase to that. So that's pretty spicy actually for a passive. But I think we want more damage, and I think Crush Shot's the way to go here.
Interested?
And we'll also get this. I'm sure this is like that's a shop, right? We've got 52 gold. Passive. Slain foes have a chance to drop healing items for the next 3 encounters. Gain a random item offered from the Well of Charon. We haven't seen Charon yet, but we will soon, I'm sure. And gain 20% movement speed for 3 encounters. Well, I think we're going to roll the dice here. I think going for Fateful Twist's definitely the way forward.
Should come in useful.
Centaur Soul. What would that do? Is that trapped anywhere? Not that I can see. Oh well. Yeah? Nah. I'm sure it's something beneficial. Centaurs are quick, so I assume anyway, they're part horse. Hang on, we've gained health, we've gained Centaur Soul. So we've gained a health upgrade. Centaur Souls are health. We're gaining 20 health, sweet. Start popping off these. Using our bow's range and AoE potential to its finest. And now we're tanky. Yeah, Centaur Strength. So we've gained plus 50 health there in basically just one chamber. That's pretty awesome. So we are very tanky, especially if we can get the full health. If we can heal back to full, then we are going to be in a very, very good position. Space. Being more careful with our dashes, clearly, but feathers. I always take a short range, almost like a shotgun. Yes. Let's try and get to work. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Probably not fantastic for our current weapon. Potentially, anyway. I will grab our little gem, head back. Gain 10 energy. Beautiful. Any other doors? Or there's only one exit here. It looks to be just the one exit. So we'll head through the Aphrodite gate. And we should fight a boss. This should be I assume the same boss. Yeah, same bomb boss with the armor for immunity. Moving. Hit you with that. Because there's 2 of them, I'm tempted to use the AoE. More. I'm pretty sure enemies that are hit with your blood gem might take more damage. That might be an upgrade later on though, I'm not sure. I do recall there being a reason to have a gem embedded in the body. This should be a more powerful boon. Yeah, this is a much more powerful boon. Right, so yeah, I think the best one here is this. A almost 100% increase in damage is very significant. So that is just a must. in my opinion, that is a no-brainer.
They got me. No way to patch up. Got to keep going.
Yeah, keep going. Oh. Yeah, and also if when you break armor, they get stunned temporarily too. Yeah, we can basically one-shot all these small enemies now. Obviously, apart from the skulls, which are 2 shots by the fact they have armor. 2-shot those big guys too. We're pretty. That damage increase was very noticeable. We'll go grab the gold coins. Dodge. You can't stun off these. So make sure we moving. Whenever they flash white, we want to be moving because they can move quite quickly.
Coin from the dead.
Power. Let's go. We seem to be getting enough gold just from fighting enemies anyway that we don't necessarily need to go get a sack of gold. And the Palm of Power gives us a noticeable increase and should hopefully give a noticeable increase in power. Thankfully these aren't armor, they're just basic skeletons, so we can just one-shot them just with our basic AoE. Or pierce them as well with our standard shot. Palm of Power. So make the Thunder Flourish level 3, which might be handy. That's a huge increase, going from 90 to 144. I am kind of thinking that I want to remove Crush Shot for a different casting boon, because it's short range, doesn't seem to mesh well with the current build. So I think I'm going to go with Heartbreak Strike level 2. Because now we're dealing over double damage from our base form. And keys are important. Keys that will unlock new tiers in our mirror, and also lets us unlock new weapons in general. So we want to be getting keys whenever possible, just for long-term progression reasons. Yeah, man, 2-shot on these guys is very satisfying. That's a pretty tight dodge there. Obviously, it was intentional. Okay, and another porter shop. Or the Well of Charon. Restore 20 health, that's pretty handy. Traps deal 500% more damage. If we had a knockback, that would be very handy, but the bow doesn't seem to do that, so it's a little bit useless with our current build. Unless we had Poseidon. Poseidon does knockback. He's a specialist in knockback. In the knockback boons. I think we want to get both of them. Get the heal. Because we were getting a bit low. And hope for a good Fateful Twist.
I'll just take this one.
Chimera Jerky. What's that? Your special deals 40... Nice. For 6 encounter stages, so this is now just more powerful. Sweet.
Don't think I've gone this far. Charon's shop.
Ah, Charon's shop. Wonderful.
Beyond the present chamber lies the outermost perimeter of Tartarus, promising terrifying dangers far beyond the Underworld Prince's reckoning.
And I can reckon quite a bit.
Now, Charon, as is very common with roguelike bosses, roguelike games, the merchants are actually hidden mega bosses. You can actually fight Charon, and he's a very difficult fight. He'll kick the shit out of you if you're not prepared. So this is the actual the end of this stage, end of Tartarus through here. So we can either heal up or become more powerful. And I think I want to become more powerful. And yeah, I think going up another 15% or so, or 14% on Heartbreak Strike is the way forward here. Getting our base damage as high as possible. Charon, the Stygian boatman.
Good to see you, Charon, mate. Just minding my own business, taking in the sights.
Okay.
Sure is awfully convenient to be running into you like this. I had all this coin I wanted to get rid of.
Right. I believe this is Megora. Megora. Shortened to Meg. To the Fury, I think.
Well, this is awkward.
Pot Zagreus.
Megara.
Not one step further.
Come on, Meg. Haven't we had more than enough of each other by now? Besides, don't you have someplace else to be?
Your father sent me. All in all, I'd rather be on your bad side than his. Now you can turn back, like a good little man, or I can send you home the painful way. What'll it be?
I'll have to go with the painful way.
Yeah, so this is the first boss, and I want to say I'm going to beat her first try, because I've fought her so many times, but it has been a very long time, so she might best her. We'll see though. Her pattern's not too difficult, it does change as she gets weaker. Kind of just a keep away game, she likes to dash and throw things at you. Okay, we're just getting chunked over and over there. You can't tell that I've actually gotten like a 12 win streak on Hades. It's been that long. I'm just getting chunked. I'm dashing. I'm accidentally dashing forward on an input. It's an input error on my behalf. I'm trying to dash more diagonally. Yeah, even with our numerous mistakes, we've got the win. Our dash game's not very good. Clearly, we're just getting chunked.
Yes.
But
the ancient blood.
Titan Blood. Cannot remember what Titan Blood does. It's a pretty important collectible though. Right, let's just heal.
How did you?
Don't mind me, Father.
I'm himself.
Can wash away my boons.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I think we're actually going to sell Crusher. It's short range, it's just bugging us. I'd much rather have that money to use on something like this, honestly. Fitful Twist.
What do I get?
I'll go to the Eris Bangle. That is really good. Our base damage is so high that we gain an extra 50% damage on that first strike. It's humongous. That'll help us in the early stages of the next area.
Inner circle of Lord Hades are authorized to enter the intricate chambers connecting the vast regions of the underworld. But the prince decides to barge in anyway.
I barge where I please.
Right. Oh wait, we'll go. This isn't Elysium. I thought it was Elysium, but it's actually, I'm sure it's like a fiery place. That's not what it's called though. Sure, I'll tell you. Yeah, fairy place.
Now we're getting
Escaped Tartarus unlocked. Asphodel, of course. How could I have forgotten? And if you come over here, you get a little map of the area.
It's nice and warm out here, I'll give it that.
The once verdant plains of Asphodel are now engulfed in scintillating flame, having been flooded by the river Phlegathon, whose hideously superheated contents could bring death swiftly even to those resistant to most heat.
I'm only flame resistant, not flame proof.
Yeah, only flame resistant. Right. Okay, don't stand the fire. Don't stand the bloody fire. And we'll hop on the boat of skulls to the next area.
Slam dancers.
Yeah. These are like the miniature versions of the mini boss in Tartarus. They act almost identical to how their boss counterparts do. Jump around, throw a bomb, jump around, throw a bomb. Thankfully, they've got no armor.
Haven't you learned your lesson yet?
He's busy. Try and get this dodge dashing down because it really failed catastrophically in the Meg fight. We don't want to go through that again. Don't stand back. Try to be bad.
Good.
Here we go. Grab you. And look for exits. Right, okay, so we can go for Poseidon or we can go for max health. I think going for max health is probably the safer option, but getting more variety. Stop standing fire. Getting more variety in our build is probably better for the long term. So let's just give it a go. We'll wing it. Poseidon's very strong. I believe a lot of his boons have a very high base damage, so they increase your base damage quite a lot. Similar to Aphrodite. But they also have knockback, which makes it especially powerful when knocking things into objects. Like walls, because you gain bonus damage to that. I think you stop dodging as much, but dodging into fire.
It's got to be. Then
until we've got a multi-dodge where we can't really fix that. Any mistakes we make.
You get yourself out of that dour underworld. As for me, I'll see if I can stir things up a bit to cover your advance.
Here we go, flood shot. Your cast damage throws an area and knocks them away. Hydraulic might. Your attack and specials are stronger for the first 10 seconds. That's pretty handy. And Ocean's Bounty. Any gems, dark energy, or gold are worth more. Huh. Well, I think it's between Ocean's Bounty and Floodshot, and we got rid of our Aphrodite variant, so we'll go for Floodshot just to give us.
Looks like I caught a big one.
Power
of the seas should be
explosive water missile. And keys. Of course, the dark orbs are very handy for upgrading, but we want to get keys because I want more weapons. There's a lot of weapons in Hades, and they're all very fun to use. So getting as many as possible, as early as possible, is my goal. Little Medusas. Little Gorgons.
Just getting started, huh?
Easy. What I want is a... What's his name again? What is his name again? Don't dodge it, the bloody bomb. I can't remember his name. The... Hermes, there you go. Hermes, the messenger god. He's the guy with the best dash upgrades. Kind of want more of that. I've got another key. So we have 4 keys now. 4 keys is, I think, enough to unlock our next weapon upon death. We don't want death. Death is not what we're after here, but with only 12 health, I think death is definitely a certainty in this run. But it's only our second run. Expecting great things this early on, yeah, it wasn't going to happen.
More trouble.
That bit of music, man, so good.
That didn't work.
The armor is the issue. I hate armored enemies are insane. There are ways to get around them. You do get BOONS later on that let you essentially just do humongous damage to armored targets. So you can bypass their defenses quite effectively as you take more. That knockback's very handy. Also, the fact that it explodes too is very strong. You want to kill these crystals, grant shields to enemies. Not armor, actual like damage stopping shields. Ah no! That's a shame. There is no escape. We have failed.
Just couldn't take the heat back there.
No, we definitely couldn't take the heat. So we'll go through our little chats again.
It's usually pretty quiet, keeping watch over the pool of sticks back there. But it's sure been busy lately. Why, somebody else came through just earlier. You should have seen the look on my face when it wasn't you.
Glad to keep things interesting. Must have missed Achilles.
Ah, Nyx and Hades are having a conversation.
This knows of him, bestowing on him all their worthless blessings here within my realm. Our realm. Explain to me how exactly this is possible, Nyx. Either your limitless power has considerably waned, or you are up to something.
Do not question my power, Hades. Your son was bound to be discovered the closer he came to the surface. The Olympians are pleased to know they have a distant relative and bid him welcome to their mountain. That is all. Their influence is very limited.
Blood and darkness. Do not speak to me about
Sounds like someone's drilling outside. Hopefully the mic's not picking that up.
Firsthand.
But again, pretty low, so it shouldn't be picking any of that background noise. Hopefully.
You would speak to me of foolish mistakes. You cannot change the course that has been set. Try all you like.
Nyx.
Ooh. Our buddy Achilles is nowhere to be seen. That's a shame. I quite like Achilles. He's got quite a nice little side story you can engage in.
Some sort of special offer
course.
for me, my good shade.
So the gems you find you can exchange for various things, but this is one of the big ones. The house contract that lets you change up things in the actual hub, and as well as the game itself. So when you go into dungeons, you can add in additional things like infernal troves, which are like treasures. So that's pretty cool.
Work authorized. A fountain chamber in the depths of Tartarus sounds like an excellent idea.
Now, fountain chambers are very handy. When you find them, they grant you healing. You heal a substantial amount of health when you find them in the dungeons. So they're a good way of making the run go a bit longer.
Here, boy. Just as long as one of your three heads enjoys these pets.
And of course, you always pet Cerberus. There's no actual gameplay benefit, I think, for doing that, but
guess what?
We're doing it anyway.
We went all the way to Asphodel last time. I fully understand how come you never liked it there. Now to trek on back, I guess. Take care.
Despite the Underworld Prince's optimism, his old companion Cerberus, the multi-headed hound, maintains a somewhat sulky attitude for now.
I wonder why.
What once was a small lounging area within the House of Hades now is sealed off, in utter shambles, since the multi-headed Cerberus tore the space apart, warning the missing prince.
Cerberus destroyed the lounge again.
Ah, there's Meg.
How goes it, Shanes?
The prodigal son returns. Everyone's saying I went easy on you, Zag.
Don't worry, Meg. I eventually managed to get home the painful way after all.
Look, I have a reputation to uphold. You get past me again like that, you best go all the way. Now leave me be and don't think you're gonna be so lucky next we meet out there.
Here we go. And we'll see what we can do to upgrade ourselves and then head on to another run. We're making progress. We've went further every time. Death Defiance. Restore half health instead of death. Yeah. that's we want that one. Being able to revive on death once per run, that does increase, I think, to possibly 3, is very, very powerful.
Not even tired, thanks.
And gets directly more powerful the higher your maximum health, because of the percentage health restore when using it. We'll talk to Scully, then we'll either the spear or the shield. I remember liking the shield an awful lot.
Hey, Skelly,
I think.
You look like you know your way around Tartarus. Found some of this ancient Titan blood out there, and I was looking to score some more.
Ah, you come to the right place regarding that there, pal. It's your mean weapons back there that can find this stuff. Once you get all the way through Tartarus with one, that's all the blood you're gonna get. For the time being, anyhow.
How am I supposed to keep track of which weapons I've earned these with, then?
I don't know. There's always the invention of writing stuff down. You'll figure something out.
Yeah, so once you've killed Meg with a weapon, you won't get Titan blood from her again unless you use a different weapon. So the sword, spear, whatever. We're going to pick up the shield. I like the shield a lot.
Shield
So
of Chaos.
the
Lend me your
Aegis
power.
shield.
You be careful
Shield
with
of
that
Chaos.
one, boyo. That's the speed.
This is a lot of knockback, which is very handy because it does the wall splat. So you're doing your 28 damage on hit, then 33 damage on the hit there. You can also defend, so you can block projectiles and then go in for the bull rush. Very powerful. The throw is very, very good. The throw is very powerful with things like Zeus. Very good. And of course, dash strike.
Nope, couldn't do a thing.
Which is very handy for mobility and doing a bit of damage.
The vertebrae.
You don't need to kill Skelly every time. I just choose to do it.
Oh, hi.
Basically. Right. Let's bounce. So your keys and collectibles aren't lost when you start a new run, which is
Like a
it's fairly common for that to happen in roguelikes, for all your resources to drop to 0 if you don't spend them. Hades isn't like that. So having 1 key left over just means you've got 1 key left over.
Enchantments for my weapon.
During your dash, your special is faster and deals 200% damage. Yeah, that's the one there. I remember there's a couple. Also, anyways, Daedalus hammers. Daedalus hammers change up how your weapon works. I believe each weapon can find 2 Daedalus hammers and add 2 extra abilities. And there's a fairly large pool to pick from, so you won't always get this selection. And there are some pretty powerful abilities for each weapon too, and it helps really change up how they play. And dashing flight, that is one of my favourites. Basically, you're rewarded for doing this, which is dash throw, dash throw. We deal 15 normally, 45 there. So it's dashing and throwing is just a good way of dealing damage from a distance.
Each time the prince delves back into the underworld, its ever-shifting chambers.
And I can't remember if the shield bounces as standard or if that's an upgrade. I know that it's incredibly powerful with Zeus, especially once it starts bouncing, because the shield bounces between enemies, dealing damage, and then every hit also generates bouncing lightning, so you can do some incredible damage just by doing that. And yeah, it looked like it bounced there, so yeah, it definitely bounces. So attacking enemies in close combat, of course, works the shield, but the dash throw deals more damage, really, unless an enemy's right next to a wall, and then smacking them repeatedly in the head is probably the best way forward. So, yeah, doing bonus impact damage. Yeah, the shield's great. It's proper Captain America shield. 100 gold's very nice there. Hopefully we get another a couple of good rules on there. The Well of Chiron. Whatever it's called. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Mine.
Yeah, I remember. Oh, Zeus, perfect. This is going perfect. If we get a powerful boon on our throw, then our damage should skyrocket. careful not to take too many risks. And of course, once you've got a multi-dash, the actual art of doing this is much easier because you can dash multiple times. So you can sort of dash in, throw, dash out, throw instantly. It's very, very powerful. They do lock Hermes, I believe, behind Asphodel. You can't get Hermes before Asphodel.
I've no more need of it, of course.
I don't think. I might have made that up. And yes, of course, every weapon, well, not every weapon, but most of the weapons are associated with a certain god. So if you have a different weapon, dialogue changes again. So like I said, there's a lot of dialogue in Hades to get through. And yeah, Thunder Flourish is what I want here. This just means that our shield causes chain lightning, and then because it's bouncing around, it's causing chain lightning multiple times to multiple enemies, and it gets against like little swarms. It gets pretty cool. Ooh, this is okay. Key's good. Key's always good. But I want max health. And yeah, just so we bought max health for 45. Just to bear in mind, we bought it for 45 in the last run through a random chance. So that's significantly cheaper than buying it here.
Fine day to you as well there, mate. Now let's have a look at your supply, shall we?
The infernal wares of the Stygian boatman Charon lie sprawled about, available for sale to whomever would be willing to quench the boatman's.
That would be me.
There we go. Okay, Dionysus. Dionysus is good. He has a lot of damage over time abilities. I also believe he has damage. Wait.
That was revelry? People having a good time? Well, sure then. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I'll accept this message.
Hey there, Zagman. How's it going? Look, you have got to get here with the rest of us already. We've been saving you a spot. Let me see what I can do. Make life a little sweeter for you in the meantime.
Dionysus is just the world's biggest chad. Hangover. Cool, okay, so we deal 6 damage every 5 seconds, and it stacks, so it goes up to 30 damage every 0.5 seconds. Festive Fog. Stuns, right. And you take less damage when below 40% health. We'll go for Drunken Strike, because Hangover is pretty strong. And, you know, getting in and smacking people in the face, you know, it's probably worthwhile against certain enemies.
Damned lost souls with nowhere left to turn congregate in deepest Tartarus, where they fuse together with the earth itself into odious forms which defy description.
They basically turn into big crystals.
Ooh, a Palm of Power. This could let us do some pretty good scaling here. Depending what we've got. The shield bomb's so good. Power. Right, so ooh, right. So plus 12 damage to our throws, which may be increased by 200, maybe. 200% with our passive on our shield, or increase our hangover damage by 10, essentially. Well, 10 if we stack all 5 times. You know what? I think we're going to go with the Thunder Flourish. Because we are using the throw a lot. So making that more powerful probably makes sense. Yeah. Get some chthonic keys going. Throw him into the wall. Whilst we're using the throw a lot, we need to remember that if an enemy is next to a wall, smack them into that wall deals substantial damage, so we need to remember to do that. Nice, another palm, great. Okay. Living for these palms here. 2-shot on them is really good. Yeah, so basically Zeus has doubled our damage. So we are dealing 45 per throw, and then that throw is dealing a bonus 42 from lightning. So our passives like tripling our damage, and then Zeus is then doubling that triple damage further. So we're doing pretty well here. And yeah, but we want this flourish to be as high as possible. Ooh, right. So chthonic key, very handy. Ambrosia. This is the thing that you want. Ambrosia lets you can give ambrosia to people you encounter, and this unlocks rewards as well as new dialogue options. Befriending people with ambrosia is a big part of the game's gameplay, story, and progression system. So as much as we want keys, and that was a mini boss we missed there. Ambrosia, dude, we're getting the ambrosia.
Who should I give this to?
And even a well, so we get a heal at full too. So we missed a mini boss, but we gained a full heal and ambrosia, and we can even get the key anyway. So really, it didn't matter. We'll get the key, get the heal.
Who dies first?
Oops. Then we lose all that. Oh god. Okay. I mean, why we can't rapidly dash. So dashing can sometimes get us into trouble, especially against these enemies who hunt you down. So that was rough. We took like 24 damage there. That was really rough, and we're going to go for ARTEMIS. Boons over money. Boons over money. Ah, free boon too. Wonderful.
Let's see. You blundered headlong into danger for the past 6 chambers or more. And you made such a racket, I could almost hear it from Olympus. I have to say your hunting skills are rather unconventional.
Yeah, that's true. We have been blundering for a while here. Right, Hunter's Dash. Dash strike deals more damage. Huh. Okay, so Dash strike is specifically square. So that won't combo with what we've got currently. Any damage you deal has a 2% chance of crit. It's pretty crap. Between those two, having a slight increase on our cast is good. The 10% for critical damage, hit or miss, doesn't really matter. I think I'll go with Hunter's Dash. We don't dash strike often, but you know, a 70% increase is not to be laughed at. We need to be careful against Meg. Because we're not forced, but we're encouraged to dodge and throw. We don't want to be doing it to the point where we're going to smack ourselves straight into Meg's damage. Now, one thing that is very handy with this weapon is that Meg's bullet hell attack pack is practically worthless because we can absolutely block it. Ow. keep moving. That. Ooh. Really comboed with that, didn't you? This is how we do this. And that's what I meant by her little bullet hell section. There we go, nice. We'll just squeeze through there. Yeah, the shield is very good against projectiles. You can just hold down the bull rush.
Yes.
And then I believe nothing, or very few things can hurt you. I'm pretty sure you also block melee damage. So you could use that for a lot of things to, one, move very quickly, but two, to avoid a lot of damage in the game. Which we've been neglecting for this whole run until that very moment. We do get a heal. It's a very small heal, but we'll get anywhere.
I didn't see you.
We don't want to sell anything here.
I did.
We do want to buy. Pool of Purging. No, who went the wrong one? We want to buy. Restore 10% health whenever you enter a chamber for the next 3 chambers. Instant Dark Gems. Your cast deals more damage. Healing. Healing is what we want. And we want the permanent resources. And that hit or miss, don't forget. Ooh, little narration part. We'll hit that up.
Far above, the heat from Phlegathon, the river of flame, is faintly felt already. Even at...
Lovely.
Anyway, we'll go back to Asphodel. And healing 9 health there was quite nice. Then that makes our healing, what, 24 after that fight? So that's pretty sweet. 25.
Love that.
After that fight.
Within the suffocating heat of Asphodel reside the vast majority of those who lived upon the earth and died. There they persist until the end of time.
Until I crush their bones.
Wonderful place to be sent. The vast majority of people on Earth are sent to a burning hellscape with scintillating flames. I think it was described as in the last run.
Inferno bombers.
Don't dash into. But one day we'll be less dash happy. Maybe. Dash after he throws, not dash into the throw. Dashing into the throw. That is not helping much. Actually, can we just... Yeah. Wall splat him a couple of times.
Vast riches.
Poseidon, permanent health, Artemis. Well, we have a revive. So having more permanent health means our revive's more powerful. So... yeah, we'll go here. Try and keep the run alive as long as possible. What I want is a deflect dash. Actually, a mini boss that you can fight. That is basically defeated with you're almost guaranteed to almost automatically win. If you have it, because all it does is teleport around and projectile you. So if you've got the teleport, the deflect dash, it can't do anything. It just kills itself very quickly over time. Ow. Ow. At least we got the heal. I don't think there's another boat down here. No. So we will go for the key. And we will go into the lava again. Way too dash. I'm dashing when I don't need to. So way too enthusiastic to kill myself. Hold back. 2 keys. Sweet. Got 6 keys now, which is a nice little. That's a nice number of keys to have in possession. That should give us access to whatever weapon we want when we return. We've got DIONYSUS for his various boons. But again, you know, I'm thinking going for health. More health we have, the safer we are. And our damage is currently fine. We're doing respectable damage. And I don't think DIONYSUS would change that.
Who's next?
Who is next? Armored guys. Simple. Favorite people in this. Awesome.
Must be the last of them.
And that was the DIONYSUS' drunken state or whatever it's called. Damage on 10. You go for that.
What do we have here?
So do we go for Aphrodite, or do we go and get more health? Yeah, I think. Yeah, we're being cowardly by stacking defense here, but
Skull crushers.
our current skill level is not exactly. Done. That was a boss. No, it was basic enemies. Golden method. That.
Good for the health.
What we need now is a solid heal to bring our health back up. And Ambrosia. Ambrosia every time. I need to start, I've got 1 Ambrosia so far. I need to start using it to affect my boons a bit. Giving gods Ambrosia, it makes them give you a trinket essentially that increases their spawn chance, as well as some other things. Can bestow on you. They're very handy to have. But yeah, jump somewhere. You must have jumped into the lava and died. Reminds me of me. You know what? Not to sound like a broken record here, but I think we're going to go for the health. The free health. Excellent. Huh. I would have assumed Caravan would have been here to give us some things to purchase, but apparently not. And that diamond is the next big collectible, so going here will be the next boss.
Having traversed the flaming river Phlegethon to gain this vantage point, relentless Zagreus must now confront a foe of unimaginable savagery, who lies ahead, awaiting patiently its time to strike.
Yeah. Oh. Now I remember this boss being quite difficult the first time I fought it, but I did get quite adept at taking it down over time. Obviously doing that was not how I did it. idea is to stay away from its head pounding and back up repeatedly. And again, deflect dash would have been very handy here. I'm sure he summons more heads. Indeed. Focusing on these heads is and avoiding lava. Avoiding lava is usually a good thing. You wanted to get that hangover. Try and maximise our damage here. And then more heads. As we also notice, each head has a different design. The design of the head is determines what abilities they are. And there is a way, obviously there is an order in which you should prioritise them. I can't remember the order. So I'm just going to kill them as they come, really. And then back times. Oh, remember that we've got our blood shard and this. Actually, our dash strike is good. I haven't used it much. We did get that boon that made it more powerful. So it's not too bad. Boom. Second boss down. Here we go. 3 runs in, and we're making some stellar progress here. Got the diamond, and away we go. Into Elysium. It's all coming together again in my little dome. That BOONS is figuring it all out. We've got a lot of gold here. Ooh. Upon demise. Ah, yeah, of course. Gain more speed. Honestly, getting all these. Actually, no. That one, yes. That one, no. That one, absolutely, yes.
I can use this.
Do we have anything to sell?
Oh, I still need these.
Maybe the Hunter's Dash? Yeah. We're not using the Dash Strike. It's just a waste of a boon, really. And that's 135 gold in our pocket, so...
Bye, Asphodel.
What we want is an Athena. Athena would be wonderful for giving us the dash straight. Even the dash cast's very strong too. It's a proper escape Asphodel. It's a proper chunky AoE projectile that just knocks back projectiles like crazy. Elysium is pretty damn pretty too.
Eternal paradise.
This is paradise.
The rare heavenly splendors of Elysium, reserved for only the most great of mortal souls, spread forth luxuriantly all about the fire-stepping prince.
Luxuriantly? Really?
Right, yeah, so we can go for a Palm of Power, which is very, very tempting to go for, but we want Athena. We want that some sort of dash deflect, because there's a lot more ranged enemies in Elysium. There's some archers, specifically, that's quite nice. Being able to, and that attack there, I believe, can be blocked, can be sent back too. There's a lot of things in Elysium you need to be careful of. Those standing statues, they'll end your career frequently. Oh, of course, yes, and when you kill the soldiers in Elysium, you need to then kill their souls too. They then spawn like a soul, if you then need to defeat to permanently end them. Yeah, so they're little souls. They don't these weapons. Yeah, they'll hover towards the nearest weapon, I think, and then take on that form. So we've only fought sword guys. There are different kind of dudes later on, and they'll pick up, you know, the nearest weapon or a weapon on respawn. So you definitely want to kill them as quickly as possible. None of these are what we wanted. Well, phalanx shot we wanted that one. That would be good enough. Holy shield seems pretty good. But having revenge damage, whilst handy, we don't want to plan around taking damage. So having active damage over mistake damage seems to be a better idea. Health or pom. We've been going for a lot of health recently, and having 200 health sounds to me like a good idea. Poms of power though. We've already missed one pom, and a pom of power is, I think, too valuable to miss out. Don't think them. Now these little balloon enemies, they're kind of awkward to kill. They're surprisingly tough, and they're little butterflies. Obviously damages, so you don't want to hit them. So getting up close to them is a little bit awkward. Getting the timing on that dash throw awfully wrong, just wrong repeatedly. I believe our shield can actually block these. Of course, from directly in front of us. There we go. That was a bit more awkward than I wanted it to be, and we will. That's a hefty increase. Thunder Flourish. We're doubling down. We're quadrupling down on Thunder Flourish apparently. Prevent flame wheel foes from appearing. Flame wheels. I can't remember what they are. Both. You know what? There you go. Traps can deal more damage too. A bit of gold. Make up for the gold we just dumped there.
Chariots.
Ah, the chariots. Armor guys. Pretty solid armor. That was pretty good. One of the smash pieces. Yeah, and knocking that chariot into the trap there was pretty satisfying actually. Watching the. Okay. So palms of power, very good. Boons in a boss room, also very good. They can have a higher rarity and are tend to have more powerful variants as well. We want to get the pom, but I think going here is better. We want to get some pretty good Zeus spoofs. Some Zeus spoofs. We want to make sure that all these souls die. We do not want these souls to spawn in and get anywhere near these weapons. We do not. The boss itself is pretty easy. Having the boss fill the room with bloody ads is not. Nope. Go away.
Just keep coming because of that butterfly ball.
I think our damage has definitely taken a noticeable hit here. Since going to Elysium, our damage is no longer one of the souls. Two souls! Ah! We'll just keep doing it. We'll just keep moving. No biggie. We were going a bit hammered, trying to rush him down, and then we just took luckily we can revive. It's not the end of the world. Don't do that. Those shield guys are... Ooh, yay. Those shield guys are particularly annoying. Because you can't... Want to corner him and just hit him. Or get him healed. Both work, sure. You got a shot back. Yeah, that will work. We made some mistakes. Being generous, we made some mistakes. We will give Zeus a single ambrosia.
Uncle, please accept this offering and all my gratitude.
Goodness, nephew, that's an offering indeed. I'm thankful for your piety to me. And as a show of generosity to you in turn, I present this.
Thank you.
My thanks, Lord Uncle Zeus.
The Thunder Signet. Why, thank you.
Olympus,
and of course, you still get the boon too. So, your dash causes lightning, but your lightning effects also make things jolted. Pardon me. Okay, so jolted. Status curse. Victim's next attack self-inflicts lightning damage. That also harms nearby foes. Ooh, that is powerful. So is this. Your lightning bolt effects have a chance to strike twice. It's a 35% chance to do double damage. It's like a crit. Built-in crit there, isn't it? Our lightning damage only does 52. And this is like a guaranteed 81. That seems much more powerful. All we've got to do is throw that out. Then whatever gets hit is jolted. The next time they attack, they're going to just explode and deal damage to everything around them. Now, the Palm of Power, health. Going for the Palm. Health is nice, but I don't think this run's going to really hinge. We're not going to win. I know the boss of this area, and we are nowhere near back up to the skill level required to kill that boss. So, I think the Palm is the way forward. The health's not going to do much, but maybe having the damage might.
Long spears.
I think that damage has definitely taken a bit of an increase. Yeah, that 81 damage is just it's like a free full hit. We hit for like 90, so them taking like 80 bonus damage whenever they attack is pretty nice.
The power of the gods.
Now the question is, do we increase Thunder Flourish or do we increase our jolt damage? And no, we've put a lot into Flourish, so we'll go with Jolt. And our gold is pretty damn high, so we are going to jump into the Dark Energy Orbs.
Great shields.
Do they get... Right, yeah. Kind of wall stun them. What, 900 damage somehow. I don't know how that was 900 damage, but you know, I'll take the 900. The shield guys are especially awkward. Leave it alone. Oh. I've got a bit tighter than usual. We need to stop dropping the input on the dash strike though. That's caused me some issues. Right, key. More keys, more keys, more keys.
Splitters.
Yeah, boy. It's not quite enough to like throw one shield and watch it explode. Yay, 5 life. We are on the cusp of a defeat here. But you know what? That's fine. We've done okay. Getting to Elysium on our 3rd ever run, I think that's pretty good. Seeing ever is obviously disingenuous because I have played this game before. But we're relearning the tech here, aren't we? And that's in the death. We didn't do too bad. Very rough. Our dodging and throwing technique is way off, but we did pretty well there. We got a lot of resources, getting the extra Titan's Blood, the diamond, 6 more keys, you know, ambrosia. Doing pretty well.
Hypnos must be on break.
Oh. Hypnos is gone. Hey, here we go. Achilles is one of my favourite characters in this game, so he is going to be just filled with ambrosia.
You'll get the hang of it out there, lad. For all our sparring practice, there's no teacher like the real thing. Now then, I have something for you.
What, wait, you're giving me your codex? I can't accept something like this.
Please, I insist. I want your love of history to grow, not just your love of warfare. Besides, maybe you can finish out the rest of it.
I'm grateful.
Codex. Ah, okay. Yeah, so the codex is pretty cool. It tracks everything. So it gives you history on everything and tells you, like, you know, if you talk to Hypnos 4 more times, you gain more lore on Hypnos. And all the gods by accepting boons, you know, more about Zeus. It also tracks your ambrosia giving. So we've given 1 ambrosia, that we've gained a gift. And then there's more things we can gain via giving him more ambrosia. And of course, different areas too. And the infernal arms. So, kill 5 more foes with the Stygian blade. You know, you'll learn a bit more about the blade. So we've unlocked a fair amount with, or at least 1 extra segment here with the shield and the bow. So we're doing alright. And we are totally going to give Achilles,
Hey,
our ambrosia.
Look, this really isn't much, but here.
This really is for me? You beat me to it then, as I had meant to give you this when next we spoke. Please, take it.
Thanks so much, sir.
The Myrmidon Bracer. Cannot remember what it does.
Disgraceful.
You don't like it when I pet
Pet
you.
the doggo? Always pet the doggo.
Oh, please.
And then we shall talk to
Father,
Hades.
what happened to the lounge? The only place for anyone to have a little fun around here, and you seal it shut.
Oh, I had little choice about that boy. You see, after you fled the first time, Cerberus, why, he was very much upset. Utterly tore the place to shreds. It's now under repair. All thanks to you.
You're really blaming me for not minding the dog while I was out and while you all were here.
I lay the blame entirely upon you, yes. Who else? It's fortunate that Cerberus has calmed himself since then. Come to his senses, I should say. May you yet come to yours.
God, honestly, just the voice acting is so good. Not to mention the dialogue, which is top-notch stuff, yeah. What diamonds do?
What's that there? Something from the Fates?
I don't even know. We spend them in here? Cannot remember. Bloody useless.
We each have our commitments to this house, Megara. There is no shame in yours. And whilst your sisters are away, you bear their burden of responsibility as well.
I understand. It's just... Am I supposed to keep pretending nothing's changed? This house is cracking at the seams, and no one's going to admit it?
Nope.
The house shall stand eternally. Although in what condition, it is ours to decide. Our obligation is to keep the house in order.
I know. You're right, of course you're right. I'll do my best. I'll do my best for both our sakes, Nix.
What was that about?
What was that about indeed? Right, I don't think there's any narration things. Nope. Power up.
I can get stronger.
65. Greater reflex. Perform. There you go. 1 additional dash is absolutely worth it.
My power grows.
With 7 keys, we should be able to buy at least 1 weapon. Yeah, okay, so we're forced to buy this before these unlock. Oh, hello.
The courtyard of the House of Hades is kept neat and orderly, in contrast to the terrifying sprawl that lies beyond.
It's not that orderly, really.
Yeah, we'll get the spear.
Let's see what's in here. Varatha, the Eternal
Varatha,
Spear.
the Eternal Spear.
Change your plan there, huh?
Right, and in here, this is our trinket cabinet. So, Thunder Signet. The next boon you find will be from Zeus. So this is saying that when you enter your run, you're guaranteed to get a Zeus trinket, and then blessings have a 10% chance to be rarer. So you not only are you guaranteed to get a Zeus as your first boon, but it's also a higher chance. It's a more powerful variant, and of course, the more you use it, the more powerful it gets. I think that raises either to 20% or 30%, based on if it doubles or if it increases by 5% per tick. Cannot remember. Myrmidon, take 20% less damage from the front, but take 10% more from behind. That's pretty powerful. I wonder if the negatives and the positives increase with every rank up. Again, I cannot remember. We're going to go with the Thunder Signet because it has no downsides. So we'll go with the Thunder Signet for now. And we shall check out what Skelly has to say.
That, boyo. Strong enough to smack a guy like me right up against the wall, and I'd go straight to pieces. Boom! You just remember, when you're duking it out, the walls are your friend.
Smack guys against walls. Sound advice as ever, mate.
Yeah, as we found out in the last run, smacking guys against walls does a fair amount of damage. Now there is this
prestigious
blade
of the underworld.
So
I need your
basic
strength.
strike.
Oh, change your plan. I like it.
So the last hit one is our first hit is weaker at 25, and the rest deal more damage. Spin attack.
Almost felt that.
Okay. Interesting. Nice.
And we're back.
It's pretty cool. Similar to the shield. It's like a mixture of the shield and the sword, by the seems of it. Although the spin attack is pretty dope. The AoE is very, very wide on it. That'd be pretty powerful. But I think we shall call it there. We've been going on here for about almost going on 2 hours now. So we'll call it there. We will definitely be streaming some more Hades. This is one of my favourite games of all time. I did review it on my website if you want to give that a look at gameswithtoasty.com. Spoiler, I gave it a 11 out of 10. It transcended usual scoring systems. It was that good. And coming back to play it, yeah, it's still just as good. And the PS5 port is top notch. There's been no bugs, no glitches. Looks great, sounds great, runs great, no slowdown. Pretty good port. Anyway, thanks for tuning in for everyone who did, and I'll catch you next time.